Hola, bom dia. Carl Munson here with the Good Morning Portugal live stream, YouTube and podcast. Hope you're well today. Guess who brushed his teeth with homemade toothpaste this morning? Yes, me, made by Mrs. M. She was fantastic on the live stream yesterday. We did a live demo of how to make your own homemade toothpaste, happy homesteader style, and you can find that on our coffee.com page, as well as our YouTube channel, podcast, everywhere. I shared it as far and as wide as possible, not least to save on all that plastic waste from toothpaste tubes. And of course, if you make your own toothpaste, you know exactly what's going into it, and you can fortify it if you wish with vitamin C and vitamin D, as we discovered would be very useful to you with Will Thompson. I say that, and pardon the kind of dental analogy, but I say that somewhat tongue in cheek. But of course, yeah, it's great to be able to control what goes into your toothpaste, i.e. what you put into your mouth first thing in the morning and last thing at night, and maybe at other times too. So good morning to you. It's a bit of a mixed bag this morning on the show. What have I got for you? I've got the news from the Portugal News, and they've just announced a GoFundMe fundraiser to support the paper, which I'll be telling you about as well. A little bit of a preview here. Look, the language, Portuguese language today, we're going to do the quantity phrases today, muito, pouco, and algum. Just tell you a little bit about them. And I'm a bit embarrassed to say I missed that it was Portuguese Language Day yesterday, International or World Portuguese Language Day yesterday, and I forgot to mention it, but we'll do that today. Also, I've got two properties to show you from Pure Portugal. There's something going on. I think some people are unloading their properties in Portugal, who are probably I don't know, hedging their bets a little bit. Maybe, you know, the economic situation has changed, so some people are selling up, but that doesn't mean, of course, that other people can buy in Portugal as well. So stay tuned for those, ranging from £6,500, €7,500, I believe, to €450,000. A real stonker of a property, absolutely beautiful place that I would like to share with you as well. The two extremes, and both of those courtesy of Pure Portugal. And we'll finish with the wine that I couldn't talk about yesterday. Look at this beauty here. Quinta do Cardo. It is the wine that's made at 750 meters of altitude in Portugal, up in the mountains of the Douro, effectively, I think, although they call it the Beira Interior, I think. I don't know if it's strictly speaking no, it is a Beira Interior, not a Douro wine. That's its DOC classification, and I'll play a little video of where that wine is made at the end of the show. And that's why I'm asking you the question, what's your favorite Portuguese wine? And of course, most people might say the cheapest one I can find in Lidl, which of course does have its merits. But if you've learned a little bit about Portuguese wine since you've been here, and you'd like to tell us how your Portuguese palate has developed, do let me know. I'd be very grateful to hear about your tips, because I really enjoyed this one, this Quinta de Cardo Thistle Farm wine. And good morning to you, Druba in Sintra. Great to hear from you. Good morning to you, my brother. And morning, Carl. Sleepy one this morning, Claire and Steve. I'm feeling that, actually, Claire and Steve. Yeah, it was all I could do this morning to drag myself into this, what we call a studio. And we had a distraction as well, of course, this morning. We had another dog turn up outside. Our two dogs, the puppy and the old dog who is astray. She turned up in one of our previous houses. She turned up, and now she lives with us. And notwithstanding a massive puppy-based emergency where she nearly lost her life, but Peggy lives with us. Jimmy is now with us. And now someone who we've named Toffee temporarily has turned up this morning as well and made herself very much at home. So quite a distracted, yes, and sleepy morning. This morning here in Korea, in central, near coastal Portugal. So let's have a look at the news according to the Portugal News this morning, and talk to you as well about their fundraiser that they're doing. But first of all, let's look at the COVID-19 news, just in case you forgot. We are in the middle of a pandemic, and this is their reporting from yesterday. On COVID-19. Portugal today recorded a total of over 1,000 deaths, 1,074 deaths related to COVID-19, 11 more than Monday, and 25,702 infections. That's 178 more, according to the epidemiological bulletin released today. That was yesterday by the Directorate General of Health, General Directorate of Health, forgive me, DGS, and that's the graphic that we've shown you previously. In comparison with Monday's data, which recorded 1,063 deaths, today there was an increase of 1%. Regarding the number of confirmed cases of infection with the new coronavirus, that's 25,702. 178 more cases, a 0.7% increase. So curve flattening before our very eyes, I think. The North region is one of the highest number of deaths still, 613, followed by the region of Lisbon and the Tagus Valley, 223. The central Portugal, 211. Algarve, 13, mercifully, and the Azores, 13. And the Alentejo, which registers in this, I think they've missed a bit out there. Anyway, the epidemiological situation report advances with data updated until midnight on Monday, keeping the autonomous region of Madeira without registering any deaths. Not sure what's happening in Alentejo there. A bit of a typo. According to the data, it's kind of 50-50 on gender, 545 fatalities female, 529 men. Today's bulletin indicates that the first person died in Portugal under the age of 30. Oh dear. Of the deaths recorded, 721 were over 80, 216 between 70 and 79, 93 between 60 and 69, 33 between 50 and 59, and 10 between 40 and 49. The clinical characterization of confirmed cases indicates that 818 patients are admitted to hospitals, 5 more than on Sunday, and 134 are in ICU and intensive care. 22,000 people, over 22,000, and 67 there are recovering at home. I won't dig any deeper into the detail, but that gives you an idea of what's going on. And on the world picture that they report here, the Portugal News, the COVID-19 pandemic has already claimed more than 250,000 deaths and infected almost 3.6 million people worldwide. More than 1.1 million patients were considered cured, though, by health authorities, which must be good. Okay, now let's have a look at their fundraiser, shall we, this morning? And really, Julie, Matheus Rosé. I don't know if that's tongue-in-cheek and a little bit of a Portuguese, sort of Anglo-Luso joke there. But you may genuinely love Matheus Rosé, which was the butt of many jokes, I think, in the 70s, along with Germany's Blue Liebfraumilch, was it? And Blue Nun. Anyway, you'll let me know, I'm sure. Hello from sunny Fundal. My all-time favorite wine is Matheus. It is truly Matheus Rosé. And of course, my son's homemade wine on the farm. Now you're talking. And Louisa suggested to me that I try the wine live on air that our neighbor, well, not our neighbor, a guy who was working down the street came and befriended us and came back with a bottle of fizz and a bottle of homemade red. And Louisa has suggested, wasn't she great yesterday doing her toothpaste demo? She suggested to me that I taste it on air, which I'm game for doing, because I did previously test a 1962 bottle of Cantanhede red that was in the house here when we moved in this place that we're renovating, the old hotel pension. And I tried that live on air, and I'm still here to tell the tale. So we'll see. I mean, I'm glad to do that. But yeah, I'd happily taste your son's homemade wine from the farm as well, Julie. And a true Matheus Rosé fan. Maybe I'm being unkind. Maybe I'm just following the herd and not giving it a fair crack of the whip, as it were, or a sniff of the hooter and a drop on the palate. Well, maybe we need to try Matheus Rosé and have a campaign to change its reputation, its public standing. Excellent, Julie. Good morning, you beautiful people from Owen. Thank you. Very nice, Owen. Good morning, you beautiful soul yourself there. Okay, let's go back to the Portugal News and their campaign to, well, for us to show our support to them. I find it a very reassuring. Now, yeah, sorry about that, everybody. Sometimes when I share the screen, the whole thing crashes. Let's see if it will stand for it this time. Okay, please show your support for the software. Oh, that's worked this time. Fantastic. Please show your support for the Portugal News. Look, they have been producing an offline or a print version. It's not called an offline newspaper. It's called a newspaper. It's quite an old-fashioned idea now. And they do an online version as well. But look, the COVID-19 crisis has hit everyone very hard, with businesses, individuals and families all feeling adverse effects during these unprecedented times. Haven't said unprecedented for ages. At the Portugal News, we've taken the very difficult decision to reach out to you, our readers, to help us continue to bring you free, unbiased and professional reporting by asking you to consider making a donation, however small, to help the team to continue their work. I'll be doing this because I've obviously found it helpful and useful to share with you here on the Good Morning Portugal live stream. So I'm going to chuck a few euros their way. We've always prided ourselves on bringing our news to you for free in the vast majority of cases, and want to be able to continue to do so both online and in the weekly printed edition. We do not want to put up any paywalls or limit your access to the news each day. Excellent. Our usual source of revenue comes from our loyal advertisers. However, yeah, of course, at the moment, they too have been affected by the COVID-19 pandemic, and this has led to a considerable loss of revenue while our overheads remain the same. Oh, it's the pinch of the capitalist model, isn't it? And what can we do except, yeah, dig into our wallets? I mean, this is the problem, isn't it? Everyone is similarly hit. Not everyone. There are some people clearly who are doing very well out of this, but they're in a tiny minority. The rest of us, of course, have limited resources, I would suggest, and they have to choose carefully where they go. So throughout the crisis, we've continued with our small and dedicated team to provide the weekly printed newspaper, to deliver this across the country, and to provide essential daily updates about the current situation. Very good job they've done too. And they're asking readers to make a donation at their GoFundMe page. And let's have a look. Shall we see if we can find out how much? So they're hoping to raise 50,000 euros. And in less than 24 hours, they've raised over £2,000, which is great. So if you benefit from the Portugal News and you would like to see it persist, perhaps the time has come to maybe give them a little bit of a donation. And that's the way I think it should work, right? Is you know, a lot of that's what we're trying to do with our funding model here on the Good Morning Portugal live stream. You know, we ask people to buy us a packet of seeds, and if thousands of people give us a euro to buy a packet of seeds, metaphorically, of course, we will buy seeds. We won't waste it all on drink and drugs and wild women, because I've already got one of those. I think with thousands of people paying a little bit, that's a really good model for business for the future, in my view. And there you go. There's our little our ticker tape begging bowl at the bottom of the screen there, and it looks like Portugal News are doing a similar thing, wanting to crowdfund as a bit of relief from advertising revenue and the traditional models of doing newspapers. Okay, so thank you and good luck to the Portugal News with that. Let's move on now to these. Let's do our Portuguese lingo today. And I'm glad to say I've did my module with Practice Portuguese, and this is what I learned. I don't want to go too deeply into trying to teach us all Portuguese, but this is the chance for you to share with us your favorite Portuguese phrase or your favorite Portuguese platform for learning the language. So please do that and share your tips. We're all in this together when it comes to learning Portuguese, and it's a tough old wicket to bat. So I've got 3 words for you today: muito, pouco, and algum. And muito is very useful because when you've got limited Portuguese like I have, I can emphasize the little bit of Portuguese I do have by putting muito in front of it. So if I meet people, I can say muito prazer, you know, pleased to meet you, many pleasures. I think that literally means, right? Or very pleased. Muito prazer. Muito meaning many, much, or a lot. Pouco meaning a few or a little. This is a useful word as well. You know, obviously if you're ordering things in shops, pouco a little bit, or you fala pouco Portuguese, speak a little bit of Portuguese. And one of my absolute favorite words is algum, which is some or a few. Of course, the M there sounds like an N sound, and algum uma coisa, a little something. Algum uma coisa is one of my favorite words. And yeah, I have an idea of, as well as Mr. Tosta Mista, a kind of fictional character in my mind, I've got Mrs. Macoisa as well as a possible character in the development of my Portuguese screenplay based on the lives of all the people watching here. Because I'm writing a film, obviously, about all of you. I'll change your names in the, we're not referring specifically to anybody in the Good Morning Portugal posse, as I refer to you. All the names will be changed, and all the royalties obviously will come to me based on all the things you're telling me about on this daily live stream. Only kidding. Your subtitles go screwy when you speak Portuguese. Even my subtitles don't like my pronunciation, it would sound like. So you're only joking about that. And but wouldn't our lives make a fascinating soap opera? For example, just finished the planters made from the old galvanized folding garage doors. I was going to throw them away, but didn't know where to take them. Glad I didn't. I'll send you some pics. Where shall I send them to? Carl at Carl Munson would be fantastic. Or stick them up straight in the Happy Homesteaders group. That would be fantastic, Gary. That sounds interesting. Planters made from galvanized folding garage doors. I think you're probably a bit handy on the MIG welder or something like that. Or you might have gone old school and sort of drilled and nuts and bolted them together. But anyway, let's just finish our nice subtitle. Says Mrs. M. Muito, meaning many or a lot. Pouco, meaning a little or few. And algum, some. Or what else could we say for algum and alguma coisa? Some or a few. Let's say that. So muito, pouco, and algum. All repeat after me at home. And do let me know how you're getting on. Let us know your funny stories about how you're putting your Portuguese into practice as well, and that difficult situation we all find ourselves in occasionally, where we say, you know, olá, bom dia, tudo bem, sim, obrigado, você, and then your Portuguese correspondent who you're talking to in the street says something really fast and complicated, and you just have to stand there smiling, all weird and feel a bit uncomfortable. That is our learning curve. How many times have you found yourself in that position? We do far too many times. That's why we're trying to learn the language a bit better. We could do a sketch about expats who have animals that turn up. We could indeed. It's like My Family and Other Animals, Portugal style. And yes, would love to see your pics, Gary Austin. Oh, he's old school nuts and bolts. He's old school nuts and bolts. So look, we're looking forward to those. So yeah, please put those pics in the Happy Homesteaders group on Facebook, Gary. Really looking forward to seeing that, and really grateful to everybody for all the lovely submissions. And I'm feeling a bit bad about besmirching Matthias Rosé. I need to look into that. I need to stop following the snobbery that is around Matthias Rosé, and really, I'm going to research it. I'm going to share my findings with you, which obviously will involve trying it. Good morning, all. Getting ready to pick up my chili, tomato, and horseradish plants. Getting ready to plant later this afternoon. Have a great day, great afternoon. Nice weather for it. I think, you know, it's the hump of the week with the good weather, and I think more rain is coming for the weekend. That position every day where you stand there looking a bit sheepish and awkward. Druba, thank you for fessing up with that. When do we meet, Eloise? Would love a horseradish plant. When lockdown is lifted, Mrs. M, hold your fire. Right, okay, so let's have a look at these fabulous properties now. And we'll start with the cheapie, as it were. And this one strikes me as a Portuguese bolt hole kind of panic room, okay? It's a little bit of a tiny place, but it would just give you a foothold in Portugal. If you're watching this as part of the group of people that wants to move to Portugal rather than the people who are already here, look at this. You can buy this stone edifice. It's incredible. Look at it. That is what you would call a solid building, right? And let's have a look at the description. Little village house in Pedrogão de São Pedro, St. Peter's, near Penamacor, a very popular area with expats. No land with it, just a little sanctuary. So you cannot be a happy homesteader in terms of growing, although there is a roof, look, and you can probably get an allotment down the street from a local who you could rent a bit of land from. The house has been very slowly renovated over the last 2 years, tiled downstairs, and have a new wooden ceiling upstairs floor. Upstairs, there is a small bathroom area that has a toilet and sink, and it need to be plumbed in. It has a good, solid new roof. So you've got a good start there with some small window tiles to increase the light to the upper floor. The top floor also has a window. There aren't windows downstairs, but it is lovely and cool during the summer. That's a really good sort of estate agency twist there, isn't it? There aren't any windows, but it keeps it real cool. It has a wood stove installed for heating. It's new and unused because it was not needed yet. No electricity, power connection is required. Small, derelict, secure property behind. Wow. Maybe it's possible to buy it and make a patio yard. Ideal and cheap DIY project. And all for, where's the price of this? I believe it's been reduced from €7,500 to 6,500. Actually, no, that was the English price. I beg your pardon. Forget that. €7,500 for your panic room bolt hole in Portugal. If you just wanted to buy that from the pictures, so you know you've got a base in Portugal, you could do worse. And I'm going to show you some of the pictures now. Look at that. That is just solid personified, isn't it? And there you can see the cool downstairs. Obviously need to lick a paint and brightening up, but someone's lovingly restoring this place, clearly. And they've put the wood burner in. Nice new ceiling, timber ceiling there, and a slightly blurry picture of a very nice wood burner. So there you go. Listed with Pure Portugal in Penamacor in the district of Castelo Branco, 7,500. Incredible. If you just wanted to up sticks and have yourself a place to lay your head in Portugal, pretty good central location and quite a good network around there in Penamacor. Okay, I want to share another one with you now at the other end of the Pure Portugal spectrum. 4 houses, each with 1 bedroom, land with 4.5 nearly hectares of land there, springs, pool and olive grove. Let me see if I can share this with you. Hold, what is Mrs. M saying there? Derelict was subtitled as Durex. Ha ha ha. Well, you can take the girl out of school, but you can't take the schoolgirl out of the woman, can you? Laughing like a naughty schoolgirl there. I believe, yeah, Zay is tuned in as well this morning. Okay, let's just come back then to the sharing of the screen of this rather marvelous property that I was about to share with you, but got distracted by Mrs. M there. Quinta dos Conagros. I don't know what that says. But anyway, property description. House 1. Look, there are 4 houses here. It's buildings with traces of 15th century architecture. Traces. That could be homeopathic or DNA traces, or like some real serious stuff you can see. Let's find out from the pictures in a while. 4 houses each with 1 bedroom, a bathroom, kitchenette, and open living space. So we've got a commune here, haven't we? If all us Good Morning Portugal people want to join together and live somewhere, this could be it. Again, only joking. Or am I? The above can be rented to tourists and generate an income of 30,000 euros per annum. That all helps. Land of nearly 4.5 hectares, borehole with 4,000 litres per hour. That should do it. Granite tank for irrigation, 4 natural springs, water analysed as good drinking quality, fertile arable land, and a large swimming pool. I'm loving the sound of this place. Vineyard that produces 600 litres of wine per season. Olive grove with 300 trees. Oh, yielding 200 litres of olive oil per year. Orange, lemon, apple, and 45 cherry trees. Oh, come on, guys. We need to chip in and buy this together. Even if you don't live there, I'll caretake it happily. Outside entertainment area consisting of 1 15th century wood oven. A 15th century wood oven. Awesome. A Brazilian stove. Now, I don't know what that's doing to your minds when you imagine a Brazilian stove. I don't know what that is. 1 modern pizza oven located in the microclimate of Cova da Beira, 20 kilometers from Cardo, which is where the wine, pretty much near where the wine comes from, that I'm going to tell you about as we finish. 4 kilometers from Belmont, and nearest village is Vela. There it is on the map. Let's zoom out a little bit to give you a location in Portugal. And yeah, not so far from the border. And you can see the red pin there is where the property is. Yeah, there we go. So on the same latitude pretty much as Aveiro and Viseu. Not so far from us, really, here in Korea. And over equidistant in Spain, as you are from Aveiro in Salamanca there, Bragança to the north, Castelo Branco to the south. And I'll just zoom out a little bit more so you get a whole sense of where it is in the country. Yeah, heading towards the north there. Okay, the price is 450,000 euros. I mean, you don't get much in the UK where I'm from for 450,000 euros. You get a hell of a lot for that here. Look at these pictures here. Beautiful Portuguese blue sky. Look at this. Look at that sink made out, hewn from natural stone. Oh, loving this place. Absolutely loving this place. Thinking of all the cherries we could eat straight off those 45 trees. Man in the pool not included. Nice stone shower there. Man in the pool could be included. I guess these things are all negotiable, aren't they? Nice rockery there. Rockery effect. Fireplace. I wonder if we're going to get to see the 15th century. There's a hammock. All Portuguese properties in the countryside should have a hammock picture, and there it is with this setup. Is that a Brazilian oven, or is it just some old barrels? Not sure. And that's a nice looking room as well. And we can chill in the coolness of that stone building when it gets really hot outside, as it does in the Castelo Branco district. Nice balcony there to look out over all your land. A bit of a snug there. There's the long shot of the pool again. Set up, I think, specifically for the photo shoot for the pictures for the sale, I think. And there again, the nighttime shot of the pool. Looks great, doesn't it? Fantastic. Another kitchen. Yes, in one of the 4 houses here. Slightly blurry picture of flat. Oh my word. Serra da Estrela, I'm thinking, but you are between 2 mountain ranges. When I was looking at this property earlier on, the mountain range that the wine comes from, that I'm going to show you, this one, that one, and the Serra da Estrela to the south. But that isn't that beautiful? They look snow-capped, and it's still very warm at times here. If you like a range of kind of climate conditions, this is the sort of place, sort of part of Portugal you want to be. And a nice stone courtyard as well. That's very evocative and lovely 15th century vibe going on there. And not such a great picture at the end there, but I guess they're showing you the mountain ranges. But that's the sort of picture we want to see. The beautiful blue Portuguese sky and the long shot there with the pool. 450,000 euros. Quinta Lagar dos Conórgos, which is near Guarda. Guarda did not Castelo Branco, Guarda district. Castelo Branco was the last one I was looking at. And did those chickens and donkeys move in the top there? They did, didn't they? Look, they move in the graphic. That's NR 450 if you want to talk to Pure Portugal about that. Okay, on to wine for the last bit of the show. How you doing, you guys? It's a bit bigger than our 7.5 meter motorhome. Which one? Slightly out of our price range, says Mrs. M. How much just for the orchard? Yeah, that's what we are interested in, really, isn't it? We want land mainly, and if it's got a dwelling there, all well and good. Because I think that's the most important thing. That's increasingly more important. It's the land, isn't it? And what is the site you're checking these properties on, bro? That would be pureportugal.co.uk. You should be in that Pure Portugal group on Facebook. It's really good. Druba, I think you would enjoy being on there. It's similar vibes to the way you're approaching life, I would say. Okay, let's finish with the wine. A lovely little video while I tell you about this wine. I'm going to play you a video to go out with today. And we'll go to their website now. We'll go to Quinta do Cardo's website. And they've got a lovely video, a promo video, basically, of their vineyards with obligatory drone footage, which seems to be the way of things. And I'm going to play that for you now whilst I tell you about their wine. Okay, so let's press play. I'm not sure if you're hearing the music or not, but I'm going to turn that volume right down, whether or not you can hear. I don't think you can hear the audio, but it's nice to know in the background in case it is there for you. And it's not streaming so well, but let's see if it will pick itself up. There we go. Look at those beautiful pictures. So Quinta do Cardo. This is where this bottle of wine comes from. And I'm going to tell you about the wine as well. It is Quinta do Cardo. Nature's Harmony, harvested from one of Portugal's highest vineyards. It was made from Touriga Nacional. These are the grapes. Sorry about this, the buffering and streaming on the video there. Oh, and you can hear a bit of music, the tinkling in the background. Awesome. Okay, Quinta do Cardo brings you Nature's Harmony, harvested from one of Portugal's highest vineyards. It was made from the Touriga Nacional grape, 40%, 40% Tinta Roriz, and Touriga Franca grapes, 20%, and aged for 9 months in French oak barrels. This wine is of ruby color with violet hints. In the nose, it presents aromas of black fruit and cherry with balsamic notes. Can't believe I'm reading this. I couldn't discern all of that. I hope to one day. In the mouth, it is full-bodied with soft tannins and has a long finish. We all like a long finish. Perfect match for meat dishes, pasta, and cheese. And best of all, it is organic. That is a bio wine there. That man is. Look at that. That's the way to save a wine, isn't it? I want to be able to do that before I gulp it. So yeah, 750 meter altitude wine. The DOC classification is Beira Interior, and this is a Vinho Tinto 2016, and we really enjoyed it on our anniversary. And You can buy this in Lidl for $6.99, which, you know, by a lot of standards is quite a lot of money to pay for a wine. You know, I often don't spend that much. You don't need to in Portugal, do you? But every now and then it's nice to have a treat. It was our anniversary wine, as I said. It went very nicely with our food, and it's bio. Yeah, it's ecological. So there you go. I've seen it actually priced up much more expensively as well than that, you know, upwards like 10 euros more, $16.99 online. So you can get that if you want to try it. If you want to try a decent quality wine for $6.99 in Lidl at the moment, there you go. Quinta do Cardo, beautiful label, not overly pretentious, really nicely done, reflects the quality of the wine there. And yes, I will come back to trying Matias Rosé and not being such a snob. I don't know why I thought that. Yeah, I feel a bit embarrassed about that. And we will take a deeper look at Matias Rosé and its incredible history, because that's been around for as long as I can remember being interested in booze, and a little bit before as well. So Matias Rosé, we will revisit that and look forward to being with you again tomorrow morning. I'm not quite sure what's happening tomorrow, but we will have news, of course, and we'll have Portuguese lingo, and we will have a feature for you that hopefully will be of some interest. And of course, if there's anything you do want us to research that helps you with your journey here in Portugal, do let me know. That's what this is all about. You know, they were happy homesteaders on a similar mission, I'd like to think, to live an incredible, peaceful, joyous life in Portugal. Who wouldn't want to do that? So let me know what would make that a great adventure and an easier journey for you. Yes, good question. It is a Vinho Tinto. It is a red wine, Eloise, the Quinta do Cardo. So thanks for being with me this morning. Look forward to seeing you again tomorrow. Take care. Have a great day. Enjoy the weather, folks. Hasta logo. Bye for now. Até amanhã.